I've been promising a get ready with me for ages, so here is the updated version. I'm just hitting record while I get ready today and take you along with me. Face has been washed clean, no serums at all on this at the minute. We're going to do brows first of all. We're going to stick them into place. I am using the L'Oreal Brow Lamination. I've actually tinted my brows recently with their brow colour as well, but we're going to brush them up into place, which does most of the work and gives me a really nice shape on them. So I do these first of all because I like them to dry, and then I also use a pen to pen in all of the sparse areas on them. And what I find is as soon as I start putting any kind of like creams, moisturisers, etc. on my face, the brow pen doesn't go on as well. So we're going to pop this brow glue on, you can see, and then I just use my finger to push them down into place. We're going to give that a couple of minutes just to the dry down. I usually go get myself dressed at that point while I'm waiting on them drying, so that's exactly what I've done. So that was L'Oreal Brow Lamination. Then we used the Faux Brow Infallible pen. This has got a wee double-ended tip on it, so what that allows me to do is just fill in all those wee gaps on my brows with like individual like hair-like strokes. I really love the laminated look on my brows. This keeps it looking nice and natural. So I'm just flicking on like wee individual hairs at a time. The shade I use in this pen is called Dark Brunette. That pen makes all the difference, just a few strokes on that work really well. Something I always remember somebody saying to me was your brows are supposed to be sisters, not twins. So they'll never look identical to each other, but they can be similar. So that was the L'Oreal Faux Brow Pen in Dark Brunette. Then we're going to get onto serums, and I seem to go back to this Medicube Pink PDRN one time and time again. Use this for a long time. My makeup sits best when my skin is nice and hydrated, so hydration is key. Medicube Pink PDRN. Most of the time I'll go in with a wee eye cream underneath the eyes as well. Not really got a favourite on that at the minute. I'm using Beauty of Joseon at the minute, but I do chop and change these. Actually got some really nice eye patches from Beauty of Joseon as well, so I tend to put them on in the morning when I first get up, when I'm sitting having my coffee, to try and like depuff the under eyes there. I haven't done that this morning, but I should have done that. Then we're going to go in with a moisturiser. This seems to be my favourite, use this all the time, Revitalift Glass Skin by L'Oreal. It's a really nice like thin consistency, so we're going to pop that on next as well and give that a wee chance just to set into the skin. Foundation currently is Be Perfect Chroma Cover Luminous, and my shade in that is N3. I feel like since I am over 40 now, my skin, I like quite a nice coverage on my foundation, but a lot of full coverage foundations were sitting too heavy on my skin. So this gives me the coverage that I need whilst also keeping my skin looking like hydrated and glowy as well. So we just blend all of that in. They do a matte version of this foundation as well, but I do find, like I say, for my skin it settles a wee bit too much like in the creases underneath my eyes. So this is quite buildable, this luminous one as well, so sometimes like for an evening look I'll just put a wee bit more on, but the coverage on it actually is really good anyway. So we just blend, blend, blend. I've been really consistent lately with my skincare kind of routine. Like I always make sure I take my makeup off every single night, use like a toner at night, I'll use serums at night, I use a red light mask as well. I take collagen supplements every day, so I feel like at the minute my skin is really hydrated, it's really kind of like juicy as well, and I think your makeup sits a lot better when it's like that as well. So it's worth noting that like makeup products didn't do all the work for you. I think your skin needs to be nice underneath as well. So I tend to just like press that into my skin as well. So you can see it gives like a lovely coverage, but still got that beautiful like glow to it, like it's no caking anywhere. I put it all on my eyelids and stuff as well. I use this as like an eyeshadow prep, and it goes on my lips as well. That was Be Perfect Chroma Cover Luminous. Contour, I'm actually using, I think this is a bronzing stick actually, I never know whether to say bronzer or contour, but this is the Lease Beauty bronzing stick in shade Harmony. This is quite a popular one, and I pop it here. This just gives a nice wee like shape and colour to your face, and blend that in with a brush. This is like a really nice creamy consistency. So again, like making sure I use as much cream products as I can for my skin in my 40s. I think that all helps like keep it looking like nice and glowy. So you can see like how beautifully that blends in there and pops like a nice bit of colour into my face on top of that foundation. So that was the Lease Beauty bronzing stick in shade Harmony. We're then gonna do some blush. I changed these up quite a bit, but again, this is like a cream one. This is a Wonder Skin blush stain, so it lasts really well. You can see it blends into my skin beautifully. I like quite a nice like pink kind of look to my blush there. This shade is called Barely. How nice is that? So we can build that up if we want as well, but I actually put powder on top of this as well. So that is my blush. Sometimes I pop a wee bit on my nose and a wee bit here as well. That was the Wonder Skin blush stain in shade Barely. Concealer time for under those eyes. This is a new one. I'm still kind of playing about with concealers at the minute. I've got a few that I like, but this is nice. This is called the Not Dry concealer from a brand called Glow. It's one of those like Korean skincare brands. It's like a double-ended one there. Really liking this actually. It's nice and hydrating. So I normally pop that on here, and then I'll just use the wee beauty blender to blend that in, just to brighten my face a bit. Right, we're finished with creams now, I think. So we're going to go in and set this makeup. This is one of my favourites, the Wonder Snatch Setting Powder. So we tip a wee bit onto the lid here and a wee fluffy brush, and we're just going to set the areas that are a wee bit shiny. So underneath the eyes, forehead, down the nose and the chin. So this is one of the powders I've found that doesn't cake on my face as well, because I've worked really hard to put the cream products on there and keep everything like nice and glowy. So I feel like this is nice and lightweight, takes the shine away, but still keeps that like luminous coverage and finish that we've been kind of trying to get. So that's where we pop that. Shade I'm using today, and that is called Sugar Serve. That was NYX Wonder Snatch Setting Powder. I'm going to pop a wee bit powder blush on top of that. Again, I like a nice pinky one. This one, I've had this for ages, from Be Perfect Scorched. This one is, so another wee bit colour in those cheeks. I like a nice pink. Forehead, nose and chin as well. So that's what we're looking like there. That's the colour of that one, and it's the Be Perfect Scorched. And I'm not sure if Scorched is the brand and the colour is Passion. Maybe that's what it says on the back there. Also use a Be Perfect eyeshadow palette. This is the Harmony 2 palette. Now I got this as part of like a wee mystery bundle, so I don't think you can actually buy this by itself yet, but you can see the one that I used here is this one here. The colour, oh, it's all off, but it's like a kind of pinky brown. So again, I like to keep the pink kind of tones to my makeup, so this is like the simplest eyeshadow ever. I'll literally just brush it over the lid, essentially, just for a wee bit of colour. For an evening look, I tend to go in with like a darker colour on top of that, just to make it a wee bit darker, but this is all I do for daytime. I then use the other end of that eyeshadow brush and I'll pop some underneath here as well. Goes underneath. And then rather than a liner, which is quite a harsh look, I'll use a liner for nighttime. But during the day, I just take a wee bit of the dark brown, and again on that like small end, and I use that as like a liner for my eyes. So it gives that kind of like a bit of a softer look, but defines my eyes. Again, literally just throw this on, and then I tend to run it along the top of my lid as well, actually, as like a wee line. And again, it's just instead of like a pencil liner, I can get a bit of a softer look to it. Just smudge it in so you can see the difference in the two eyes there. So that's what that palette looks like in the colour. Sometimes I use this wee shimmer one for nighttime as well, which is lovely. We're nearly there, guys. This is a really quick and easy makeup routine. I have a toddler who's been coming in and out in this video. I've been having to stop, so it's really important to me that this is nice and simple and I can do my makeup really quickly. I like to put makeup on every single day. It makes me feel better in myself as well. So I just cut on my lashes. And I've been using the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara recently. I do chop and change between mascaras actually. I was using a Maroda Cosmetics one for a while. For me, as long as it's the brush more than anything, so it's got those like really thin bristles on it, I feel like I can comb through my lashes really nicely. My lashes are a wee bit sparse just now as well, so I spend a wee bit of time just like combing it through, and usually I'll go over and do 2 coats on this as well, and I do coat just a wee bit on the bottom lashes as well. So while that one's drying, I usually tend to do the other side. I really need to get myself a better eyelash curler, I think. I don't think this one curls them very well. This is just a wee cheapy one from Boots. Coat on there. And just be careful on those bottom lashes that you want spider eyelashes. And like I say, once by the time you've done that one, this is usually still a wee bit tacky, that you can just add another wee coat on there as well, with it starting to clump, and that makes a nice difference. I tend not really to go in with a second coat on the bottom lashes unless I feel like it needs a wee bit more, because I don't want them to be like I say we did with spider lashes. There we go. So that was L'Oreal Telescopic in black. Last but not least, it's time for lips. So I've been using this wee MAC lip kit for ages. So the liner is in shade Whirl, and the lipstick I'm going to use is in shade Honey Love. So it's quite a nice pinky nude, no too brown. It's so long lasting as well. So I just ever so slightly overline my lips, if I show you. Just go right on the very edge of my lips, and I tend to bring it in ever so slightly as well. So it's not too harsh of a line, like so. So that's what the liner looks like. So that was in shade Whirl, that was MAC liner in shade Whirl, and then lipstick is in shade Honey Love. I need to get another one of this. I think this sits so well as well because I put foundation and powder on my lips as well. I think it helps make it last nice and long. Probably one of the most important steps in this whole routine actually is the setting spray, because I really want this to last as long as possible. In fact, sometimes at this point I can see like my brows aren't looking quite right, so sometimes I'll just go back in with a wee bit more pen. Sometimes I've got like a wee bit powder on them or something like that, and they just need another wee bit, but because I've done the powder they're like dry enough for it to put more on. Pop a wee bit on them to define them again. Setting spray, L'Oreal 3-second infallible setting mist. That's running out, that one. Pop a generous amount of that on. So this gives up to 36 hours, no transfer. It's not going to go onto your clothes and stuff. It helps set it in place and keeps that like glow rather than my face being too matte. In fact, I've got another one here. I've got another one sitting here ready. I've always got these. Just didn't open your mouth when you're chewing that, and give it a wee air dry there as well. And guys, that is my everyday makeup look. Literally takes me, I know we've filmed this and it's took a wee bit longer, but 5-10 minutes, just chuck it all on as quick as possible, and that's me done for the day. Hope you enjoyed that.